These events are always live. There's a camera right up above the driver's stand so you can go back and watch your race. Also with your transponder, you can log into MyLaps and see all of your times right from your phone or your computer. And we do need some volunteer quarter marshals along with our racers from that last race. Get somebody else at bucket 2. That's going to be Dan. And Matthew, do I have someone underneath me? Someone underneath me? All right. All right. You guys might get your exercise. We got 4 drivers. Where's our 5th driver? I got Lucius, James, Daniel, Liam, Bruce. Oh, all right. James is going to join us. Perfect. Track open. Let him eat.
Bruce Ridge. Daniel Google.
Once we are racing, there is no reverse in racing. You're going to have to wait for that quarter marshal. Reason there is that we don't want to reverse into the folks that are still driving and haven't made a mistake. So no reverse, or you would be a disqualification. We're going to have just an extra minute or so of practice. It looks like James is getting maybe some new batteries in his transmitter. So you're going to get a little extra practice here. All right, James is looking good. He's heading up to the driver's stand. We'll make sure he gets at least one lap out there. So about 15 seconds or so, and that loop will go live once James gets a good solid lap in. Uh-oh, Carl Jr., we're still stuck. Carl Jr., Carl Sr., we need some help. James's throttle or something. All right, James is alive. He's on the track. We'll let him calm down and get into that race groove, get at least a lap in. You guys are going to need to get some stickers on the top of your car so I can identify them. All these Pro 2s running around.
James Blocker.
James has got the Red Bull. That's cool. You can tell him apart from the others. All right, guys, next time around, Loop's going to be live. Loop is live. Liam gets us started on the clock. Nice and easy on those throttles will keep your car planted and consistent. Roll on, roll off. When we pull really hard on
After
that
1
throttle,
minute
they
30
tend to
seconds,
do wheelies
the
and
top
other
drivers are
silly
Liam
things.
Ecclestad, Lucius Davis, Bruce Ridge, Daniel Google, and James Blocker.
Minute and a half in, we got a battle for that top spot. Liam and Lucius, about 1 second in between those guys. Actually, that last lap around 1/10 of a second in between that little buggy and Liam's Pro 2. Oh man. Liam does sneak back into that top spot. Lucius in the red and white buggy is 1 second behind him in the number 2 spot. We got a bit of a gap, but then 3, 4, and 5 are battling. Bruce on the 3, Daniel on the 4, James on the 5. Not much time between those guys. Ooh, Liam stretching it out. He's now got a 7-second margin over the rest of the pack.
After 3 minutes left, the top drivers are Liam Ecclestad, Lucius Davis, Bruce Ridge, Daniel Google, and James Blocker.
Lucius is making some nice moves out there. He's hitting those brakes hard, getting into the race line, being patient as he gets through traffic, and it is paying off. He's bringing that time down. There's now only 4 seconds between Lucius possibly being able to catch Liam in that number 1 spot.
1 minute left.
Lucius gets it down to 1.5 seconds. Liam's leading by 1.5 seconds.
After 4 minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Lucius Davis, Liam Ecclestad, Bruce Ridge, James Blocker, and Daniel Google.
James and Daniel have 1 second between them. I've got James in the 3 spot, Daniel in the 4. Bruce is only 3 seconds behind them, so the top half and the bottom half are running close. Uh-oh, Lucius
4,
takes a slight detour.
3, 2, 1.
Liam sneaks back into the top spot. Time clock has expired. Everybody keep racing till you hear your name.
James Blocker done. Liam Ecclestad done. Daniel Google done.
See when Lucius crosses the line here. Where is he at? Oh,
Bruce Ridge done.
Lucius is still racing, so quarter marshals, stay where you're at. Lucius is still racing. That's that buggy, red and white. Needs a little help on the back there.
All drivers
He
are
brings
finished.
it through, and that will
Lucius
be good for
Davis done.
second spot. Liam will take that qualifier 1,
The race is
number 1
completed.
position. All right, good show, rookies. Thank you much. Stadium Truck, you guys are out next.
2 minutes to the start of the race.
Good job, rookies, getting out to those quarter marshal spots. Track is open, and we are missing one Corey. Oh, there he is. I spotted his bright yellow car.
1 minute to the start of the race. "45 seconds to the start of the race. Dan Peary. Carl Blocker Sr. 30 seconds to the start of the race. 15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, you got 10 seconds till that
10,
loop goes live.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Carl Sr. in the green gets us started, leading the way, but he took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. We're using the wall ride, buddy. We'll see if that comes into play later if we got to dock a lap, but for now, we'll run them. Corey, I don't believe your transponder is working correctly every time. You definitely started the race, but I'm not seeing some additional laps.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Carl Blocker Sr., Dan Peary, Corey Frisbee.
And Carl would start running a beautiful race right after the wrong turn. I'm going to do a 3.5 second time penalty, and then we'll call it even.
After 3 minutes left, the top drivers are Dan Peary, Carl Blocker Sr., Corey Frisbee.
All right, I stuck in that 3.5 second time penalty for Senior. Dan Perry's running on that top spot. Carl Senior's only 1 second behind him. And unfortunately, we don't know what Corey's doing. Probably running a great race without a transponder.
One minute left.
Senior had a darn good run going. When he crashed, he was 2 seconds behind.
After 4 minutes 30
Carl.
seconds, the top drivers are Carl
Sorry,
Blocker
Dan.
Sr., Dan Perry, Corey
Hold
Frisbee.
on, working on the computer.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All drivers are finished. Dan Perry done.
To finish first you must finish, and that was the case for Dan Perry, the only one to come out unscathed with the working vehicle. Next up's going to be Sportsman, two-wheel drive buggy, 17.5 Sportsman to the line. And with just 3 drivers, we could definitely use a couple volunteer corner marshals.
The race is completed.
We could definitely use some volunteer quarter marshals out there. And of course, our drivers from that last race. Man, John, if you threw some black wheels on that thing, you'd be fully invisible.
2 minutes to the start of the race.
Get one more quarter marshal at bucket 6. Anyone available to grab bucket 6 over by the big step up? All right, Lucius says he'll cover it. All right, track is open, and Lucius will head out shortly.
John Blocker. Ken Perry. Matthew Google. Andrew Crawford.
Ooh, Andrew bumped out of that rookie class. He's playing with the Sportsman drivers now.
1 minute to the start of the race.
Very nice.
"15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, I'm going to let that time clock go. You got about 10 seconds
10,
until that loop
9,
is live.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Andrew Crawford, John Blocker, Matthew Google.
Ken Perry on that top spot is the only guy with a bit of breathing room. He's up by 10 seconds all of a sudden. I got Andrew, Matthew, and John all within about 2 seconds of each other. Nice move, Lucius. That was wise. Oh man, John broke. He was running in third place. Him and Matthew had about a second between each other. That's going to move Matthew to the 3. Looking pretty well spread out. We've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. And we've got about 10 seconds between each driver.
After 3 minutes left, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Andrew Crawford, Matthew Google, John Blocker. One minute left.
Ken Perry continuing to stretch this out with some nice clean laps. Andrew's holding down that 2 spot. Next up, 2-wheel drive buggy. Same faces with different cars.
After 4 minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Andrew Crawford, Matthew Google, John Blocker. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Behind you, Bruce.
Matthew Google done. Ken Perry done.
Andrew's still running. Andrew's still running. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Okay. Get across that line.
All drivers are finished.
All right.
Andrew
Ken
Crawford
shows
done.
the speed and the consistency. Ken Perry laying down an 11.3 second lap. Flirting with some 10-second laps. That's getting pretty quick there.
The race is completed.
All right, we'll get those same drivers out of Paul, Dan, and Dennis. This time they're bringing their two-wheel drive 17.5 buggies instead of their four-wheel. Yeah. I'll put a 17.5 in and definitely race that class. I'll go faster with a 17.5. I was 1/10 slower with a 7.5. Yeah, that would be good. I want a bigger building.
Paul Thacker.
All right, I should have my quarter marshals from that
2
last
minutes to
race
the start
out
of the
there.
race.
I think you've all got plenty of time to charge batteries.
Dennis Johnson.
Okay, thank you, James. Appreciate the substitution. Matthew's making his way out. Who else are we missing? Is that Andrew over there in the pits?
Dan Peary.
Let's get Andrew out here. All right, so we don't have all the spots covered, but I think we'll be fine with these professional drivers. All right, so Andrew, you got your work cut out for you. Track is open. And Andrew, you're gonna be looking all the way to the wall, and basically you're gonna have a head like an owl, turning 360 degrees.
1 minute to the start
Ken's
of the
gonna
race.
focus on the elevation.
.30 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, I'm going to let the time clock run from 15
seconds to the start of the race.
15 seconds, so that loop is live.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Peary.
Dennis finally gets around Dan Perry there. Hopefully he can stretch it out a little. There's about a second between each driver out there. We got just over 3 minutes on the time clock. Different cars, similar results. I got Dennis and Paul battling up top. Dennis now in the top spot. Paul only 1 second behind him.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Dennis Johnson, Paul Thacker, Dan Perry.
Oh no, Paul and Dennis on their lids at the exact same time. They were running with 1 second between them. We'll see where they're at this time around. And the edge goes to Dennis. Dennis on the top spot. Paul 2.5 seconds behind him. 1 minute, 20 seconds left on the time clock. Paul shaves off a quick second, so he's just
1 minute
over a
left.
second behind Dennis.
After 4 minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Dennis Johnson, Paul Thacker, Dan Perry.
About 2 to 3 laps remaining. Dennis still in that top spot by 0.9 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Paul Thacker done. Dennis Johnson done.
Dennis will set the bar with a 21
All drivers
lap,
are finished.
5 minute 14
Dan Perry
second
done.
pace. That will be the time to beat for the qualifier 2. Nice work, Dennis. He's on one today. Got those associateds dialed.
The race is completed.
And that concludes first round of qualifiers. We'll roll right into the second round of qualifiers, and that will be in the same running order. So, qualifier round 2 will get short course to the line. Expert drivers out to quarter marshal and some volunteers, please. Could I please get some volunteer quarter marshals to get this one rolling? We've just got 2 that we can use from that last race. Thank you, Lucius. Bruce is eyeballing it. Awesome. Yeah, grab number 4. That'll cover us. All right, track is open. Oh, we need somebody underneath me. Thanks, Dan.
Carl Jr., Carl Blocker Sr., Nicole Bruner, Ken Perry.
All right, Ken Perry, the man to beat in this class from the first round of qualifying in that Red Bull truck. He put down a 23-lap 5:05. We'll see if he or anyone else can beat that time.
"30 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, that time clock is, you got about 20 seconds till that time clock goes. I'm going to let the computer run it from here on out. So that way you'll get a 10-second countdown
9,
and know exactly when
8,
it goes live.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Loop is live. Everybody is on the clock.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Carl Blocker Sr., Nicole Bruner, Carl Jr.
Looks like Ken Perry is trying to stretch it out once again. He's already 7 seconds up. Carl Sr. just made his way from 4th into that 2nd spot. So Carl Sr.'s got the gas pedal mashed. Nicole only 1 second behind Sr. Junior, I've got Junior, there's some body pins in this dish over here. In that dish, yeah, you got it. Yeah, those will be fine. Uh-oh, Junior, it's
After
not
3
looking
minutes,
good for you.
the top drivers are Ken Perry, Carl Blocker Sr., Nicole Bruner, Carl Jr.
All right. Ken Perry still spinning some good laps up in that top spot. He is improving on his pace. He's neither gaining or losing to Mr. Carl Blocker Sr. in that 2 spot. It's been at 7.5 seconds separation for at least the last minute.
One minute left.
All right, with a couple
After
little
4 minutes 30
incidences on
seconds,
the track.
the top drivers are Ken Perry, Carl Blocker Sr., Nicole Bruner, Carl Jr.
Ken Perry has been able to stretch it out once again. He's currently 15 seconds up on the other 2 drivers. And he is improving his overall pace. Currently at a 24 lap 5:03.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ken Perry done.
And Ken locks
Carl
it down,
Blocker Sr.
raising the
done.
bar. So 24:5:02
All drivers
will
are
be
finished.
the time.
Nicole Bruner done. The race is completed.
Four-wheel drive buggy. Gonna battle it out once again.
Paul Thacker. Two minutes to the start of the race.
All right, little thin on the quarter marshals, but I think we can make it work. Track is open.
Dennis Johnson.
Dan Perry's doing a little wrenching, so it might just be a minute or 2. Careful, Liam. You're right in the race line.
One minute to the start of the race.
All right, Dan's still got something going on. I think he's swapping a battery at the moment, so.
"45 seconds to the start of the race. 30 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, I'll let that time clock run from the 30 seconds. That should give Dan about 2 laps.
"15 seconds to the start of the race. 10, 9, Dan Perry 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Loop is live. Paul Thacker is the man to beat in this one. Last time he put down 21 laps for the 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Running incredibly tight once again. This time Dan Perry's in the mix as well. Paul on the top spot, right at 1 second. Dennis on
After
the 2.
1 minute 30 seconds,
Dan Perry
the top
1
drivers are
second
Paul
off
Thacker,
of that.
Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry.
So right at 1 second between each driver. Uh-oh. Dan and Paul make contact. That puts Dennis in the top spot by 0.8 seconds. 3 minutes left on the clock.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry.
Both Paul and Dennis now on a 22 lap pace, so both improving their times over that last qualifier. I got Paul up by 1 second. Dennis just barely clips the corner of that elevation section. That's going to let Paul run away.
1 minute left.
Woo, that last lap by Paul was a 13.3. That is definitely a record for this track. And I don't think we've seen a 22 lap run either.
After 4 minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dan Perry done.
Paul bringing it in for the 22nd lap.
Dennis Johnson done.
22
All drivers
laps.
are finished.
Right
Thacker
there.
The race is completed.
Rookies to the line. Just waiting on some quarter marshals.
2 minutes to the start of the race.
And we'll also need a volunteer or two. Yeah. Okay, yep, go for it. So that bucket 5 be a good one.
Daniel Google.
All right, so the guys on the track
Liam
have
Mickelstad.
the right of way quarter marshals, so just be careful with the guys that are racing when you're going to retrieve cars. Time to beat from the round 1 qualifiers.
Lucius
Liam
Davis.
put down a
Bruce Ridge.
19.510.
James Blocker. One minute to the start of the race.
Everyone's checked in. You got 25 seconds until that loop is live.
"15 seconds to the start of the race. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, Bruce and Lucius are on the clock. Dennis. Nope.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Lucius Davis, Liam Mickelstad, Bruce Ridge, Daniel Google, and James Blocker.
Oh man, Liam Mickelstad was leading it till that last lap. Now Lucius is in the top spot. There's only 0.4 seconds in between them. So Lucius and Liam have a battle going, then a bit of a gap, and Daniel and Bruce, less than a second between them in 3 and 4. Liam and Lucius trade in places every single lap. There is no time in between the first and second place drivers. Daniel's looking a bit more comfortable in that third place. Bruce on the 4.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Liam Mickelstad, Daniel Google, Bruce Ridge, James Blocker, and Lucius Davis.
Oh no, Lucius off the track with a breakage. That's going to give it up to Liam. Lucius, you want to see if any of those parts, Lucius, you want to see if any of those parts are on the wall? You just grab them off the wall if we have them. One minute on that time clock. These drivers are pretty well spread out. Liam's in a race of his own.
1 minute left.
Up in that top spot.
After 4 minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Liam Mickelstad, Daniel Google, James Blocker, Bruce Ridge, and Lucius Davis. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Liam will lock in that top qualifier of the day. Daniel moves up 2 places into the 3rd position for qualifying.
James Blocker done.
He's currently in 2nd in this race.
Daniel Google done. All drivers are finished.
And that's the race. Liam takes the victory. Daniel on the 2. James, good work. He's going to finish on the 3. Nice work, James.
2 minutes to the start of the race.
All right, I think we'll probably take a 5-minute intermission at least. I know Corey's running around down there, and he's got to race that next race, so we'll just take about a 5-minute break.
Corey Frisbee. Dan Perry.
All right. Corey hopefully got himself one of them fancy transponder
Blocker Sr.
doohickeys. He can put down a run, see if he's got anything for Dan and Carl.
"45 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, about 20 seconds till that loop is live. You'll get a countdown.
15 seconds to the start of the race. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, Carl gets us started. Oh man, Carl's got the pressure. Getting up onto the wall, he gets out clean. Nope, All right, he moves to the back and Dan Perry jumps into the front. Dan Perry's finding a ton of time out there on that track. He's up 8 seconds over these other two drivers. Corey Frisbee's
After
now
1
holding
minute
that
30
two
seconds,
spot.
the top drivers are Dan Perry, Corey Frisbee, Carl Blocker Sr.
Carl Sr.'s only 3 seconds off of Corey in the two position. At the halfway mark, Dan is stretching it out, and he is currently raising the bar with a 20-lap 5:11 pace. Corey on the 2, Carl Sr. about 4 seconds behind him.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Dan Perry, Corey Frisbee, Carl Blocker Sr.
After this heat, we'll be looking for our buggy sportsman drivers. You guys are up next.
One minute left.
Dan Perry continuing to stretch it out now, 14 seconds up. Carl's still only 5 seconds behind Corey.
After 4 minutes 31 seconds, the top drivers are Dan Perry, Corey Frisbee, Carl Blocker Sr. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carl Blocker Sr. done. Dan Perry done.
Dan Perry locks it in with a
All
personal
drivers are
best
finished.
of stadium truck for the
Corey
day
Frisbee
at a
done.
20 lap, 5:12.
The race is completed.
We only had 3 drivers in that stadium truck, which means we'll need a couple volunteer quarter marshals to get these sportsman drivers on their way.
Two minutes to the start of the race.
Thank you, volunteer quarter marshals. Appreciate it. All right, turn them loose, sportsmen. Track is open.
Ken Perry, John Blocker, Andrew Crawford, Matthew Google, One minute to the start of the race.
Cut some time off of that time clock.
15
You got about
seconds to the start
15
of the race.
seconds till that loop goes live. You'll get a 10-second countdown.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, all 3 of these guys are getting their time clocks started in a bunch.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Matthew Google, Andrew Crawford, John Blocker.
Some tight racing on top. Ken and Matthew, 0.1 seconds between them. 3 minutes left on the clock. Andrew's holding down that third place position. Mr. Ken Perry had the TQ from qualifier round 1. Matthew has now got to beat Ken Perry's last round time of a 23 lap 5:05.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Matthew Google, Andrew Crawford, John Blocker.
I got Ken up by about 6 seconds currently. And he is hovering right on the verge of increasing it to a 24 lap pace. Currently a 23.5 flat. So definitely an improvement over that last run.
One minute left. After 4 minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Matthew Google, Andrew Crawford, John Blocker.
Ken Perry's getting quicker and quicker out there, now deep into the 24 lap range. He's clicking off a second off his pace every time around.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Matthew Google done. Andrew
Ken
Crawford
Perry
done.
on his 24th lap. I think that's a personal best for sportsmen.
Ken Perry done.
24.505 for Ken. That was a good drive.
All drivers are finished.
Matthew claims
John
that
Blocker
2
done.
spot. Andrew the 3. Nice work, guys. If you ever want to look at your lap times, there's a tablet underneath the TV, kind of by the spray cans. You can look up your lap times for each round of qualifying and the main events. All right, last round, last heat of qualifying. It's going to be our 2-wheel drive buggy experts. Dennis is the man to beat in this class. He put down a 21 lap 5:14.
Dan Perry.
Hey, James, can I talk you into quarter marshaling right there? Yeah? Get number
2 minutes
two.
to the start of the race.
All right, track is open. "30 seconds on that time clock until the loop goes live."
15 seconds to the start of the race. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Loop is live. When you cross it, your time will be started.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry.
I've got Paul up by 1.8 seconds. Been the theme all day long. 1 second in between Paul and Dennis. Both their classes, both their races.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry.
Paul Thacker stretching it out a bit. He's got clear track to get it done. 21 lap, 5:04 is his pace. He just pulled a 22 lap out of his four-wheel. If he can get by some traffic and stay on pace, maybe he can do 22 on the two-wheel as well. Paul is up at 10 seconds over the pack right now. Paul's fast lap is at a 13.8, only one in the 13s.
One minute left.
Well, Dennis is going to run a tight line and make him work for it to get by for some reason.
After 4 minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Paul Thacker done. Dennis Johnson done.
Paul will finish
All drivers
it up,
are finished.
21.504.
Dan Perry done.
That is the top qualifying time for the day in two-wheel drive. All right, give me just
The
a
race
few
is
minutes.
completed.
I'll do a resort for the mains. We will run the mains in the exact same order as our qualifying. All right, I got those mains sorted out. I'll post them just for fun, but they are in the same order. You can see your winning time on that page. And you can also log in anytime to Off the Walls RC, Live RC, and pull up your lap times. And that's anytime before, after the race. Short course to the line, two-wheel drive expert to quarter marshal, and any volunteers. All right, quarter marshals from that two-wheel drive expert, Mr. Dennis. We get him out to quarter, and then a volunteer or two. Thank you, sir. With that, looks like Dennis is helping him out. Dennis, will you be able to make it out to corner? All right, let's open the track, and then Dennis will make it out at some point before the loop goes live. Oh, looks like you're covered, Dennis. You're off the hook. Thank you, volunteer quarter marshals. All right, 7-minute mains. Consistency will be everything.
Carl Blocker Sr.
You could slow it
Nicole
down
Bruner.
to 90 or 95%, make fewer mistakes, and it will really pay off in a 7-minute main. Go ahead and get a lap or two, and when you're ready, we'll line them up. Ken Perry's going to sneak one more. Oh, he's coming in the shortcut. All right. Andrew, if you could get one of their white tires on the white line, and then make sure it's the right angle for the driver. So, blue. They like to have them angled right into the corner as if they're in the race line. Good job, guys, figuring it out. All right, Ken Perry with the TQ. Carl's on the hunt. Nicole's been fast all day. Junior in there, keeping him honest. I think we're ready to do this. Corner marshals ready. Drivers live on the tone. Still in the exact same order that they started. Everybody's on their same time clock. Oh, Nicole makes it underneath Senior. Junior gets the better end of that deal. Junior to the 2 spot. Ken's gap in the field in that Red Bull truck. He is your race leader. Nicole sneaks around Junior. Now she's on the hunt for Ken. One minute down and 6 more minutes to go.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Nicole Bruner, Carl Jr., Carl Blocker Sr.
Blocker Jr. and Blocker Sr. fighting over third position. Sr. cannot get around that white truck. And he does it. Two down, 5 minutes remaining. Plenty of time to make it happen. Red Bull Ken coming across the finish line now is your leader. Nicole Bruner holding down that 2. Senior's getting ever closer and closer to getting a look at her bumper. He's in that yellow and blue truck. He finds her on the track now. He's got to get around her if he can. Meanwhile, Ken looking to lap the field already. We still got 4 minutes on the clock.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Nicole Bruner, Carl Blocker Sr., Carl Jr.
Ken Perry and the Red Bulls making his way through traffic. One more driver and he'll have a lap on the entire field. And that is second position, Carl in the yellow and blue, Carl Sr. Two and a half minutes left on that time clock. Carl and Nicole pretty close on the track there in position 2 for Carl, 3
After
for
4
Nicole.
minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Carl Blocker Sr., Nicole Bruner, Carl Jr.
Minute and a half left on that time clock. I got Ken up by 10. Senior is chopping that time clock down, and that gap between them by 10 seconds is pretty convincing. He would have to get all the way around the track and find Ken's back bumper and then get around him.
One minute left. After 6 minutes 1 second, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Carl Blocker Sr., Nicole Bruner, Carl Jr.
Four-wheel drive buggy expert, you guys are up next. Four-wheel drive buggy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time clock has expired. When you cross that line, you will be done. Ken Perry in convincing fashion
Nicole
with the
Bruner
TQ, and
Ken
then
Perry
leads
done.
it tone to
Carl
tone
Blocker
through the
Sr. done.
7-minute main.
All drivers are finished. Carl Jr. done. The race is completed.
Track is closed as the quarter marshals make their way out to the line. We'll get one more on bucket
Paul
4,
Becker.
assuming I got somebody under me.
Dan Perry.
All right, track is open. Get your hot laps and line them up in a couple of laps. With the 7-minute races, depending on how hot a motor you got, you might not want to get too much practice in.
Dennis Johnson. Two minutes to the start of the race.
All right, Dennis is ready to line them up, so let's do it. Line those bad boys up. Paul Thacker claiming that TQ. Dennis on the 2, Dan with the red body on 3. All right, these guys have had a second between them most of the day. Let's see what a 7-minute time clock does. Corner marshals ready. Drivers live on the tone. Paul now with a slight handicap. Dennis with clear track. This race will be fun to watch with the drivers this closely matched. If Paul gets a chance, oh, and he does. He gets to sail right past him. I was going to say, it could be some pretty aggressive passing going. Dennis with one bobble puts him first to last. We still got 5 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dan Perry, Dennis Johnson.
We saw a 13.3 lap out of Paul Thacker in one of his qualifying runs. That is a track record. We'll see if he can get close to that again. So far, he's at a 13.7 for a fast lap, backing it up with 13.8 and 9. Oh no, Dennis with some uncharacteristic mistakes. Dan Perry gets to stretch it out a bit in that 2 spot. Dan Perry running that red buggy.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dan Perry, Dennis Johnson.
Just under 4 minutes remaining. All right, last lap around was the 13.6 out of Paul. Backs it up with a 13.9. Dan Perry looking good on that 2. Stretches it out a little further yet.
After 4 minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dan Perry, Dennis Johnson.
Paul pulls another 13.5. 13.5, second lap, that last one around. Backs it up with a 13.7. Dennis Johnson puts a 13.6 down. He's got the speed for sure. Paul's moving through to put a lap on the field. All right, together on the track, but they've got
1
a
minute
lap
left after
between
6
each
minutes 1
driver
second.
out there.
The top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dan Perry, Dennis Johnson.
I'm not going to say right, wrong, or indifferent, but I think I'd be yielding at this point to the person above me in the racing order. And that goes in expert. You get about 3 corners of holding someone up, and we punt them. So the rules are a little different on the higher caliber of driving. I'm not really sure why there wasn't any yielding. It's all arguable. We figured out the pits later, hopefully without any cussing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Paul Thacker done. Dennis Johnson done.
All right,
All
Paul
drivers are
finishes it
finished.
up with 30
Dan Perry
laps.
done.
Dan Perry with 29 laps. Dennis at 28. 13.5 fast lap out of Paul.
The race is completed.
All right, these rookies are going to go for 7 minutes. Anybody who needs their exercise routine, hop out there and you'll get a sweat on for sure. Mr. Liam, his second race ever, his second TQ as well. Last time the victory narrowly escaped him. Lucius has been the player of the day to see if he can take it from Liam. Track's not quite open yet till we get some quarter marshals out there. Thank you, Joseph.
2 minutes to the start
Thank
of the
you,
race.
Andrew. Track is open. Go ahead and get a good 2 laps in out there,
Bruce
and then
Rich.
we will line them up
Daniel
for
Dougal.
7 minutes
Liam
of
Ecclestad.
racing.
One minute to the start of the race. Lucius Davis. James
Oh, we
Blocker.
got some new racing
45
stripes out
seconds
there
to
on
the
one
start
of
of the
them. I
race.
like it. Anything to differentiate those Pro 2s. You're just messing with the quarter marshals now, trying to
30
take
seconds
out
to
Joseph.
the start of the race.
Guy comes out here with a glad heart to volunteer to try to take him out at the legs. All right, let's go ahead and line these guys up. Each driver will need to have a tire on the
15
white
seconds
line.
to the start of the race.
It's going to be Liam Ecclestad on that TQ position. Lucius in the little buggy on the 2, actually the red and white buggy, I should say. Lucius will bump in where that mini Grom is sitting. We'll swap them out. Daniel will be on the 3. James on the 4. I think he's got some Red Bull stickers, be on the 4 position. And Bruce at the new racing stripes, trying him out from the 5. All right, quarter marshals, head on a swivel. I think we're going to have a good battle on the top. Drivers, we're going live on the tone. Nice clean start. Oh, in front of you. Lucius sneaks around Liam on the first lap. Those guys are going to be battling. I can feel it. Uh-oh. Lucius gets a little bit of a break. Yeah. Oh, Lucius rolls it. I think that's going to give it back to Liam. Ah. Liam sneaks back to claim his first position. Like popcorn out there. All right, 7 minutes. You could slow it down in a consistent run and probably gain a few positions. All right. I think Lucius is on the hunt for Liam. He's got him in sight, but he misses the big jump. Too much throttle over the lip. Your leader hopping over that step up. Red and white buggy trying to find him on the track. Red and white buggy of Lucius in the 2. Daniel Google
After 1
still
minute 30
holding down
seconds,
the 3.
the top drivers are Liam Mickelstad, Lucius Davis, Daniel Google, James Blocker, and Bruce Ridge.
All right, Liam in the Pro 2 without many stickers on it is leading the way. I got Lucius about 5 seconds behind him. Liam with a nice bicycle and a recovery, some quick reactions. Making his way through traffic.
After 3 minutes, the top
Remember,
drivers
we're
are
not
Liam
using that
Mickelstad,
reverse.
Lucius Davis, James Blocker, Bruce Ridge, and Daniel Google.
No reverse in racing. No crying in baseball, no reverse in RC car racing. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left on that time clock. I got Liam up by 7 seconds over Lucius. James and Bruce are within 4 seconds of each other. James doing a great job holding down that 3rd position right now. There is no reverse on the track. Got to wait for those quarter marshals. Ooh, Daniel sneaks by James on that last lap, moving Daniel up to the 3. James on the 4 now. Bruce is right there as well in the hunt. He's on the 5. So 3, 4, and 5 are running close on the track. 1 and 2 are in the race of their own. Only a couple seconds separates them. Oh no, on your left, Matthew. Got to watch your head on a swivel for your
After 4
area.
minutes 31 seconds, the top drivers are Liam Mickelstad, Lucius Davis, Daniel Google, James Blocker, and Bruce Ridge.
All right, Lucius has got 4 seconds to find Liam on the track. We got 2 minutes, 15 seconds left on that time clock. Oh, Lucius found Liam on the track. We got a battle now. Lucius on the, Liam's got the short course without many stickers, and now Lucius in the red and white buggies right on his tail. That is for position 1 and 2 across the finish line. They do get out around 1 and 2 through the infield. They are going to battle it to the end. Oh, Lucius misses the corner. Liam gets a bit of a break.
One minute left. After 6 minutes 1 second, the top drivers are Liam Mickelstad, Lucius Davis, Daniel Google, James Blocker, and Bruce Ridge.
"15 seconds on that time clock. One more lap. Liam's got to keep it clean to the line. Take his time, measure it out. That's not clean. Where's Lucius to capitalize? He's on his lid. Drive it home, Liam.
5, 4,
Lucius
3,
has got it
2,
pinned, trying to find
1.
him.
Bruce Ridge done.
Liam's making it. He's making it one more corner, and he locks it in. The
Liam
TQ
Mickelstad
and the
done.
win for the day.
James Blocker done. Lucius Davis done.
All right, just Daniel out there racing. Daniel's the last one to get across
All
the line.
drivers are finished.
All
Daniel Google
right,
done.
good job, Liam. You got the victory this time. Lucius will have to settle for number 2. Daniel on the 3. James is right there fighting, as well as Bruce. All right, we do have hardware for the rookie class. I think Corey's going to hand out some of his new inventions. So we'll get Liam, Lucius, and Daniel. Why don't you guys grab your cars, come back up to where you enter the track. Corey will get you some hardware and snap a photo. So Liam, Lucius, and Daniel head on over to the track entrance with your car. You'll put your car up there, and then you'll actually stand behind the wall, and it'll look like you're standing on a podium was the idea there. Lucius, he's still in the building? Lucius. He's gone. All right. We'll just get a picture.
The race is completed.
Where's he at? Oh, there he is. All right. Oh, Lucius, podium. Grab your car. He missed the memo. Go get a picture of the podium. Grab your hardware. All right. Good job, rookie drivers. Thanks for the awesome battling. It's great having that class full. All right, thank you. You're good, Corey. Just grab your truck. Yeah. All right, track is open. We'll grab somebody on
Dan
position number 2. Get a quarter marshal on position number 2.
2 minutes to the start of the race.
You got any of those rookies left? What do we do after we race rookies? Quarter marshal. Let's get some quarter marshals out here. Any of those rookie drivers that just raced, you got a job?
Carl Blocker Sr.
Liam or Bruce, are you guys available to quarter marshal? At least get one of you. We can throw you on number 3 out there by the front door. I think he'll just need one at this point since Matthew's volunteering. Grab you on 3 by the back wall. Okay, we got it covered. If I didn't already say so, track is open. Yeah, I did. You guys can line them up whenever you're ready, whenever you feel your tires are warm and you're ready to get the show on the road.
1 minute to the start of the race. Corey Frisbee.
All right, we'll put Dan Perry on the blue truck. He'll be on that number 1. Corey in the yellow truck on the number 2. Carl in the green, number 3. All right, Dan's got the expert position to make a clean break away from these guys. See if he can get her done. 7 minutes on the clock. Corner marshals ready. Quarter marshals got their eyes on your spots. Any quarter marshals in number 3? Hey, Bruce. Quarter marshals ready. Drivers going on the tone. One and two, Dan and Corey across the finish line, bumper to bumper. One and two battle over the step up and over to the finish line. Dan going uncharacteristically wide, puts Corey right on his tail.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Dan Perry, Corey Frisbee, Carl Blocker Sr.
Oh, Dan missing that step up. Corey gets a little closer. Dan on the 1, Corey on the 2. Pretty darn close on the track. Carl had to take a pit stop. That puts him a lap back.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Dan Perry, Corey Frisbee, Carl Blocker Sr.
Three minutes, 40 seconds left on that time clock. Corey's still keeping it nice and close to Dan, making sure if Dan makes a mistake, he's there to capitalize. Corey gets to that number 1 spot. Dan right on his tail. 3 minutes on the clock.
After 4 minutes 31 seconds, the top drivers are Dan Perry, Corey Frisbee, Carl Blocker Sr.
And with a backflip over the step up, oh, Corey gets the back of him. Corey gets that spot back. Dan's got to do work once again. Dan reels him in a bit. We got 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock. 1 and 2 close on the track. Uh-oh, mistake by Corey puts Dan to that top spot again. See if we can get another backflip out of him. Maybe on the last lap.
One minute left. After 6 minutes 1 second, the top drivers are Dan Perry, Corey Frisbee, Carl Blocker Sr.
Senior, if you'd be so kind to let Dan sneak by you. He's going to have Corey on his tail. Never mind. He's got to catch you first. 20 seconds on that time clock. Get one more lap after this one. Corey makes a mistake on the elevation. That's going to give it up to Dan.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And Dan takes
Dan
home
Perry
another
done.
Victory.
Carl
Another
Blocker Sr.
notch in
done.
the belt.
All drivers are finished. Corey Frisbee done.
All right, Sportsman drivers to the line. Sportsman, gonna have some good battles here.
The race is completed. John Blocker.
And if I get a quarter marshal for bucket 5, that would be good. Let's see. I think we got it covered. We'll get Dan
Matthew
and
Google.
Carl out of the
Andrew
deal, so
Crawford.
that should cover our quarter marshal spots. Carl, you making your way out there? Thank you, sir. Go for maybe bucket 5. All right, as soon as Carl gets to his spot. Oh, still don't have bucket 5 covered. Darn it. All right, any volunteer quarter marshals? All right,
2
Corey
minutes to
covered
the start of the
5.
race.
That now leaves 6 open. Any volunteer quarters in the house? Any quarter marshals whatsoever that can do it? Thank you, Dennis. All right, track is open. Dennis will make his way over to bucket 6. Thank you, sir. Track is open. Go ahead and warm them up. We'll line them up when you're ready.
Ken Perry.
Matthew's not taking any chances of breaking his car or using his voltage. He's ready to line him up. Let's see if Ken's also ready. All right, we're going to line it up. Ken Perry on the pole position. Matthew fighting from the 2. Andrew on the 3. John on the 4. That black car
1 minute to the start of the race.
It'll be looking good. All right, thank you, quarter marshals. Corner marshals ready. Drivers live on the tone. Ooh, Matthews keeping the pressure on Ken, going for a mid-air pass. Oh man, Ken gets a cartwheel. That's going to put Matthew to the top spot. He gets some clear track ahead of him. Oh, Ken's got a full handicap now. Oh, he got around Andrew. Now he's got to chase down Matthew if he can put in any quicker laps. Oh no, that's one way to take Matthew. Darn it, accidents happen. Is it just a ball in? Maybe we could, nah, darn it. That'll happen. Oh, yeah, pop her back on there.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Andrew Crawford, Ken Perry, Matthew Google, John Blocker.
Andrew Crawford in the top spot. That red and white coming across the finish line. Ken Perry in the blue and yellow chasing him down. Andrew takes a barrel roll. Where's Ken at? He does make it by. Ken gets that first spot back. Ooh, those 10 cartwheels put Andrew on the top again. Three minutes down, 4 minutes to go. I still got Andrew on that top spot in that
After
red
3
and
minutes,
white.
the top drivers are Andrew Crawford,
Ken
Ken
sneaks
Perry,
around him.
John Blocker, Matthew Google.
Joseph's taking a beating today. Going home with bruises. Worse than a snow machine ride. Sheesh. Hey, Matthew, do you have what you need to get your car together? What do you need? Let's
After
get you
4
put
minutes
together.
31
We'll do a
seconds,
head-to-head race
the top
after.
drivers are Ken Perry, Andrew Crawford, John Blocker, Matthew Google.
Yeah. I was going to make... All right, I got Ken up by 10 seconds, 2 minutes on the clock. Andrew's doing a pretty good job of not letting Ken get away. Still got that 10-second differentiation. Is that the right word? Ken leading the way. Andrew 10 seconds behind him.
One minute left. After 6 minutes 1 second, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Andrew Crawford, John Blocker, Matthew Google.
"20 seconds left on that time clock. Ken Perry now getting a pretty good gap and stretching it out.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ken gets a victory lap. You'll be done
John
when
Blocker
you cross
done.
the line.
Andrew Crawford done.
All right, Ken takes
All
the
drivers
victory.
are finished.
Andrew
Ken Perry
for the
done.
2, John for the 3. And I vote we have a head-to-head duel of Ken Perry and Matthew after the races. Oh, that's all right. You want to go head-to-head after the races, Ken? All right. Yeah. Yeah, charge that battery, Ken. Sometime after the races when you're cooled down, and we'll throw them out there for a head-to-head. All right, let's get some expert two-wheel to the line. One last race for the day.
The race
One
is
official
completed.
race.
Paul Thacker. Dan Perry. Dennis Johnson. Two minutes to the start of the race.
Track is open.
What are we supposed to do as far as alignment? Chill out?
Pretty much dead even words, or even a little bit. I'll catch it here and it'll get his camber set back up.
Yeah, we just had it.
Oh, we should be good. These experts don't crash. They don't even need quarter marshals. All right, think you want to line them up?
1 minute to the start of the race.
I was surprised down south some of those 17.5 guys are running like 4,200 milliamp batteries. trying to get
45
it
seconds
light.
to the start of the race.
Didn't seem optimal to me though. Yeah, the juice is it's like all the cars are already so light, you're always hovering right on the edge. I'm having to add weight as it is. Might as well put it on the battery, I think. All right, you guys happy with the angle? Looking good? Okay. Corner marshals ready. Drivers live on the tone. One minute down, 6 to go. Paul with the runaway. Dennis and Dan pretty close on the track, battling 2 and 3.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry.
Paul's putting in some good, clean, consistent laps out there. Meanwhile, Dennis is stretching out that number 2 from Dan Perry on the 3.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry.
Three and a half down, 3.5 minutes to go. Dennis with a little bobble that should have put Dan on his tail, but Dan had a little bobble too.
After 4 minutes 31 seconds, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry.
Two minutes left on this race, and it does not appear anybody's going to have anything for Paul Thacker in that number one position. He's running an incredibly clean drive. I don't think he's made a mistake yet. Minute and a half on the time clock. If Dan can make up 5 seconds. Oh, Dennis does park it. This could give us a race. Dan's almost got him in sight. 1 minute 15 on the clock.
One minute left. After 6 minutes 1 second, the top drivers are Paul Thacker, Dennis Johnson, Dan Perry.
Dan's got Dennis in sight, just under a minute on the clock. Dennis puts down his fastest lap of the race, trying to run away from Dan. Oh, Dan gives him a bit more breathing room.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dan Perry done. Paul Thacker done.
All right. Good job, Paul Thacker, cleaning up on your top qualifying positions and wins for the day.
All drivers
Both
are finished.
classes taking
Dennis
home
Johnson
all
done.
the hardware. All right. So I'll get Matthew's car working, and Ken Perry, if you want to charge your battery, whenever you guys are ready, we can do a head-to-head race.
The race is completed. Matthew Google.
All right, Matthew is pretty much running again. So here in a minute, we should be doing the little duo race. So All right, this is going to be a last lap for you guys, and then we're going to let Matthew and Ken take the track. Yep. Heads up, start. Yep. Go ahead and track, because we need some marshals, actually. We need two. We need one on 2 and 4. Okay, track is open. Let you guys run around 2 laps to warm up your tires, and then we'll stagger and start it.
Ken Perry.
All right, let's go ahead and line them up. It'll be Ken Perry and Matthew Google. All right, drivers ready, marshals ready. Go once you hear the tone. Oh no, your leader just fell on his lid. And second place just accidentally parked it.
Oh, no.
No. Right now, Ken Perry has a good, healthy lead. Matthew Google is about 5 seconds behind him.
After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Ken Perry, Matthew Google.
Oh no! Both of them crashed.
One minute left.
Oh, no.
Hey, Daniel,
Five.
Daniel.
4, 3, 2, 1. Matthew Google done. All drivers are finished.
Well, looks
Ken
like
Perry
Ken
done.
Perry still took that one. Matthew Google's right behind him, though. Nice racing.
The race is completed.